What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. I'm trying to get my spot here, y'all. It's not sunny out, but I'm still want to stand in the shade in case the sun comes back out. But y'all know what it is. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder, coming to you on another what we do on Tuesday. Say what? Say what? We tell the truth on Tuesday. People might not like it. People might not want to hear it, but we're going to tell the truth. We're going to tell the truth. We're going to give you those things that make you think about who you are as an entrepreneur, who you are as a leader, those tools that you need, that you may want as an entrepreneur, as a leader, in order to be able to be successful. Because that's my aim. That's my goal, is to assist you in being able to bring your vision to reality, but to be successful in doing that. Brother Rico, good morning to you, sir. Have a great day, brother. Always appreciate you joining me on here. Have a great day. Um, but this week we've been dealing with the uh, we've been dealing with communication versus connection, and I'm going to say this throughout the whole video this week. It's about connecting. Don't communicate. Don't just communicate. Connect. Don't just communicate. Connect. That's what we're doing this week. Yesterday I talked about connecting from a speaking perspective. How are you speaking to yourself? How are you speaking to people? How are you speaking to your target market as an entrepreneur? How are you speaking? How are you speaking? Are you speaking words of encouragement to people? I've read this post really quickly before I get into today, which is how we look. Um, I was reading this post yesterday, and the brother that put the post, he was talking about a coach, a basketball coach, um, who had one of his players, young players, high school coach, but he had one of his players that came to him and said to him that he needed more positive reinforcement. He said he was overhearing a conversation. He was overhearing a conversation, so he didn't see it. He actually overheard a conversation. These coaches were talking, and he was saying how the coach was telling, I guess, the other coaches that he had one of his players that came to him and said that he needed more positive reinforcement. And the coach laughed. Now, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Just imagine being a young kid trying to be successful at playing basketball, trying to do what your coach wants you to do and is asking you to do. And you just want acknowledgement of what you're doing is correct. It's like, coach, I need you to let me know that what I'm doing is right. I need more positive reinforcement from you. Can you give that to me? And he didn't say what the coach said to the young man, but I can only imagine if he laughed with the other coaches, what he said to that young boy. So, what are you speaking as an entrepreneur, as a leader? Are you connecting in a way, our speech and what we say to those that we're leading, or what we say to those that are in business with us, or that we're leading in our businesses as entrepreneurs? It's vital to our connection with them. So we got to be careful of how we speak to people. Careful of our words. Words matter. Words matter. So I want you all to think about that this week as well. But let's get into today, where we're talking about don't just communicate, connect. We're going to talk about that from the mindset and the lens of how we look, how you present yourself. Yeah, and the fellas, y'all might not like me today, because how we look, how we present ourselves as entrepreneurs, as as leaders, and how we look is one of the ways that people connect with us. If you see someone, if you saw two individuals that you didn't know anything about, and you saw them, one was suited down, One was in with his had his pants hanging down, you know, showing his drawers, and they both had products and services that you were looking to either purchase or you were looking to, someone to, let's say, do business with. And you go into these two different meetings, and you get one that looks, you know, um, you know, very, very suited down, very distinguished, and the other one is, is in baggy pants, got on some old tennis shoes, might even have on some J's, might even have on some Jordans. They look good, but they start to talk. Each individual, you go in to listen to them, and I'm trying to think of how to do this because I want y'all to be surprised by this. How we and you start to the initial response in both of them. And both of them, let's do this. Both of them have great presentations. Both of them. And in this meeting, in the meeting with each of them, I told you they're dressed totally opposites. Totally opposites. One is suited down, the other one is but they both have exceptional presentations. They have exceptional products. Which one are you going to do business with? Are you going to go with? Majority of people will probably say the one that was suited down. Or let's take it from the female perspective. Ladies, y'all might not like me either, but hey, it's Tell the Truth Tuesday. One is in a professional, woman's suit. The other one comes in a tight fitted dress, and her body parts are half hanging out. Skirt is way short. And they both give you presentations. And they both have exceptional products and services. Which one are you going to go with? I promise you, you're initially looking at the way that they look. You're looking at how they present themselves, not just their presentation of their products and services, but how they look and present themselves. So how do you look? How are you presenting yourself to your target audience? How are you presenting yourself to your target market? What does your product have with the presentation? What does it look like? And I'm going to give you the perfect example of a great, the way that something looks. If you think about a Rolex watch, what do you look at? You see how it looks, right? When you think of Tiffany's, what do you think about? You think of the Tiffany box, that turquoise color. When you think of a Mercedes Benz, you think of how it looks. Even a Lexus. You look at what it looks like, right? The presentation of the product, the presentation of the service that you're giving. What does it look like? So as an entrepreneur today, hey Doc, how you? Have a great day. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. But as today, in everything that you do, I want you to think about connecting with someone in the way that you present something and in the way that something looks. Even if it's an email. When you finish with that email, what does it look like? Before you send it, I want you to look at that email and say, is this email saying what I needed to say? Is it representing me in a positive way and in the way that I needed to represent me or to look to that person that's going to be reading it? Whether it's a phone call, how does that phone call look to that person on the other end of it? Even if it's something that you might not, the conversation might not be a pleasant one that you have to have. But you want to make sure that what it looks like, what it sounds like, gives you the ability to be able to connect. with that person? Is it connecting with the person? Are you connecting with that person? Just from a visual standpoint. I told you we're not about communication. We're about connecting. And the way we connect with people is how we speak, how we look. These first two, and I'm going to get into the other ones the rest of this week. But today, I want you to be concerned with connecting with people in the way that you look. What does it look like to them? What does it look like to you? Even and I want you to notice too how people look to you. How are you connecting with people with them? How are they connecting with you in the way that they look? Ask that question too. I want you to be cognizant of that today. What does it look like? Ask yourself, what does it look like? What do your products look like? What do your services look like? What do you as an entrepreneur look like? What do you as a leader look like? And in that looking, how are you connecting? What does that connection look like? What are you communicating in the way that you look? How are you connecting in the way that you look? That's these principles that I'm giving. Hopefully, they are helpful and useful in how you go about, and hopefully you'll be thinking in a way that you hadn't thought before, and you'll be able to say, "Wow, I never thought about it that way." You'll go today as you're looking, and you get into situations, and you say, "Wow, how does that look? Did I connect in the way that I'm looking, or are they connecting with me in the way that they're looking?" Because I'm gonna tell you, I was in a conversation a couple of weeks ago. Give you a perfect example. I was in a conversation a couple of weeks ago, right? And I'm having a conversation with this possible um, uh, uh, client, client, but then also a collaborator, a partner. I should say that way, more so than a client. But and I know he was looking at me a certain way, and I was looking at him a certain way. Just in our conversation, it had nothing to do with the way that he physically looked, but it had what our conversation looked like. What I was saying like yesterday about what we were speak, how you speak, and the way he looked in our conversation did not meet my expectations, and I'm quite sure mine didn't meet his. So I'm not just going to give you my side of it, but I know from his vantage point, and we did not connect. It was like he wanted to do things his way. I understood what he was trying to do, and I wasn't going to allow him to do something that I wasn't willing to do. So how are you connecting, and how does that look to the other person? And we've got to be real. As entrepreneurs, you've got to be real. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, more than likely it's a duck. So how are you connecting? How are you connecting with your partners in the way that you look? How are you connecting just in your physical appearance? For my speakers, how are you looking when you stand in front of that audience? How? Because that's going to be the first representation that they have of you. And then how do you look to that audience in the words that you're speaking to them? How are you connecting with them? Because they might not connect with you just because of the appearance and the way that you physically look. Think about it. Think about it. Think about if you say that you are someone who's trying to, trying to, you want to lose weight. Do you want your trainer to look like they are in shape, or do you want your trainer to look like someone who needs a trainer? I'm going to say that again for y'all. The way we look, our presentation, and connecting. Do you think you're going to connect with Hey, like I said, you're looking to lose weight. Your goal is to, hey, I need to drop 50 pounds. I want to look like Coach Marcy. So I want, you know, are you more than likely to connect with that trainer that looks like they train others? Or are you more than likely to connect with that trainer that looks like they need a trainer? Or for my fellas that go to the barbershop, right? Fellas that go to the barbershop. You go to the barbershop and you got two chairs, right? One one chair, the barber got his head nice, it's shaped perfect. He got a little, maybe even have a little design in his hair. You know that brother can cut hair. Looks good, right? Then you got the other chair, the barber have half done. He looked like he ain't even, he hasn't taken the time to cut his hair or do his shape up. Whose chair you gonna sit in? Who do you think you're gonna have a better connection with? I'm just saying. Ladies, y'all go to the beauty salon, and I know y'all are very particular about your stylist, your hairstylist. Y'all will leave a hairstylist in a minute if they ain't if they mess your hair up, if they don't have you looking right. That you won't have that connection. You'll be like, nah, I'm just not feeling it. Or even when we go to the doctors, we have a connection with our doctors because of the way that their mannerisms and even the way that they look. And it's not standing in judgment of anybody, but it's saying that our connection with people, part of connecting with people is in the way that we look and how we present ourselves. So are you going to be that Tiffany box today? Or are you just going to be that that bag that you get when you go to the grocery store and everything is put in it? How are you going to look today? How are you looking to your clients? How are you looking to your partners? How are you looking to your target market? It's all about how we look today. Be presentable, as my dad used to always tell us. Be presentable. Because I remember playing basketball in high school. Game day, we were required to wear a shirt and tie. It was a requirement because my dad, who was who was my coach, he required us and wanted us to have a certain mindset. Wanted us to have a certain way, and he wanted us to have a connection in the way that we look, where we looked uniform, we looked organized, we looked like we were a team. Understand that being an entrepreneur, being a leader, part of the way that we look and having those that you work with being unified in your way that you look, being unified in the way that you speak, being unified in the way that you connect with one another. It's all about how we connecting. All about that look, where you know certain companies because of the way that they look. You know certain people because of the way that they talk. They're all, and it's nothing stronger than um, having your partners on one accord with the mindset and being unified in the way that you all look. I promise you, you develop that connection. Be unified in the way that you look today. Be unified in what you speak. Be unified in the way that you look. Those are two ways that we're connecting today, and we're going to do that each day this week. We're going to add another way of connecting because it's not just about communication. It's connecting. Don't just communicate today. Connect. Don't just communicate. Connect today. Connect in a way, and by the way that you're looking, the way that you look at people, connecting the way that you look and present yourself, connecting the way that your products and services look to everyone else. It's about your presentation. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We're connecting this week. We're connecting this week. All this week is about connection. I want you to take these principles all year long and incorporate them in what you're doing in life and in business. Because it's not just about your business, it's about your life as well too. So let's connect. Don't just communicate, connect. That's what we're doing this week. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.